welcome back. I'm Tonya from Tonya's Witchy Kitchen, and how are you doing today? Not too bad on this end. So, way back when I used to get my hair cut by an actual hairdresser, she told me, like, I was like in my 40s, and she was like, yeah, don't cut your hair. You know, they always say when you're after 40 or 50, you know, get a short haircut. And you know, and hers was super long, and I think she was a little older than me. And so I was like, no, I don't have really any intention of you know, cutting my hair short. But I have found that there is a bonus to having your hair short, because even mine is kind of on the longer side, sort of. But you know, when you get hot, you know, you hit that stage in life where you get hot. Well, this is what's so funny. Well, I'll tell you. So, you know, if you put your hair up, then you're not as hot. It's just, yeah. But it's kind of funny because there's so much that people don't know about women's health. Did I talk about this with you? My daughter is on a rampage about how only in the last 5 years have they actually done anything on women's health research. And I said, well, how did they come up with this stuff before? And she said, well, they would test it on men. The only thing I can come up with is it's a man doctor using a man as a woman, because there's no woman on the planet who would be like, yeah, let's use a guy and do the testing on him and see how it turns out. Yeah, and she's got some stories. Boy, does she have some stories on this. It's just crazy, scary, yet some of it's funny, you know. But yeah, I mean, you know, women's health. Okay, so you go through menopause, and what did they do? They gave you estrogen. Why? I'm like, you know, did they actually do labs and take the person's labs and you know, like actually see that they were low on estrogen? Because, you know, there's so many hormones. But interesting enough, my sister-in-law, who was having hot flashes before I actually was, went in and got tested because she was having all these other problems. And it's not even, they told her she's not even at the stage of menopause, that it's her thyroid. So you're telling me all these women could be having thyroid problems and it's not premenopause? Yeah, crazy. But anyway, yeah, I mean, so if you want, yeah. So sometimes when I'm feeling really hot, I'll just put my hair up. It helps. Okay, fine. If you don't want to talk about women's health and hot flashes and all that stuff. Today we are doing another scrub. Yeah. Because I had to. We're doing another scrub. We'll talk about it in the video. 3 things. Be kind, be forgiving, and be you. And let's go check out a salty sugar body polish. Okay, and to our salty sugar body polish. So this scrub is different than the emulsified scrub, as it is more of the oil based, and it's not going to be lotion like when you add it to when the water hits it. It's literally a loose scrub. Okay, now depending on the oils and butters you use, you can make it so it's not so oily. Like, I don't ever have a problem slipping in the tub because of this. You know what I'm saying? It's super absorbent, and when I get out, my legs are nice and soft, and you know, they're not greasy. So I kind of don't like that, you know, people say it's greasy, because it's really not. So for this body polish, we start with mango butter. I told you I really like certain products and I use them a lot. And then I was thinking that it took shea, but it doesn't take shea. Mango butter is the only butter we use. And this time for the oil, I'm going to go with my apricot kernel oil, which is both like mango butter and apricot are very, I mean, mango is a butter, but to me it's fairly fast absorbing, and apricot oil is very absorbing. So when you're deciding which oils and butters to use, try and pick some that are very, more on the fast absorbing than sitting on your skin, slowly absorbing, because you want them to absorb while you're scrubbing so you get the exfoliation off and the absorption, so, think about that when you're picking your oils for this. So we melt it down like we always do. And pay attention because I'm going to jump around a little bit here, because I really need to rewrite my recipe because it's out of order. It's always been out of order since I first put it together. It has been out of order. And this is something I actually did on my own. So I want you to know, if I didn't this isn't from Wholesale Supplies Plus, which the emulsified scrub was a kickoff of one of theirs. This was just literally one that I did myself. So we are using pink Himalayan salt for the salty part of this concoction. And we are using cane sugar, organic cane sugar, for the sugar part of this. But like I said, pay attention because I forgot to add couple things to my oils. One of them is going to be castor oil. Why castor oil? Castor oil is super good for the skin. So we're adding just a little bit of castor oil to my oils that are, still fairly warm, so it's going to blend in really nice. We also need to add a preservative. I think that's what I'm adding next. Yep, a preservative. Because, like I said, it's a scrub. You're going to use your things to do the scrubby things. You're going to use your hands. You're going to, contaminate it. You're going to get water in there, and we want to keep it on the safe side. And then we add the sugar. Oh, no, sorry. First we add the salt because it's still kind of warm. And you always want to add the salt first because it's not warm enough to dissolve it, really. Sometimes I have problems with my sugar if I add it too early and then it wants to melt and liquefy and then you have just a blob mess. So cane sugar is equal amounts to the salt. So it's equal salt, equal sugar. They're the same ratio. And then, so I will add the sugar in slowly because, like I said, I never trust it not to liquefy, even though this is 120 degrees at this point or less. Just, mix it in really, really well. Make sure you get all the oils mixed in with the sugar and the salt. You want it all really well mixed in. Now, for me, because, like I said, I had to make this because this is going to be some of my Christmas stocking stuffers, I am dividing it in two so I can scent it separately. Now, if you were just doing it as one whole batch, you could have added the fragrance oils with the castor and the preservative. Okay? Sometimes, depending on what I'm making, I will add lemon peel powder or orange peel or pumice or pumpkin seed, the ground pumpkin, or oats. It all just depends. This one, there isn't anything added. The fragrance oils are cranberry spice and I think the other one is Sugar Plum Dreams. Yeah, so that's what they are for the Christmas stocking stuffers. So the only thing when you do it this way is make sure you mix that fragrance oil up really, 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 really well in there. And I guess if you want to see me package these little babies, they are 2-ounce containers and they will hold 2 to 2.25, 2.5. Can't remember right offhand what they hold. Because the scrub is a little bit heavier, you know. In an 8-ounce bottle, I will get, or an 8-ounce jar, I will get 9.5 ounces of the scrub, where this one, I think it's 2.5. I think it's 2.5 ounces in the end, because, you know, I had to make sure I had enough for both. And yeah. And this, I mean, I don't have a favorite scrub. I know that my daughter likes the sugar cube scrubs. I don't think my other one has a favorite, really. She likes the scalp scrub. I don't think that counts as a body scrub. But this one is fun to use. I also like the emulsified one too, just because it's a totally different texture. So like Dr. Seuss has the book, My Many Colored Days, I have my many daily scrubs. So, and so here's a close-up of our salty sugar body polish. I hope you had a good time. Thank you for dropping by, and I will see you next time. God bless.